Hello, my friends, and welcome to Branding Wheel of Fortune. I'm your host, Julia Masalska. What an amazing time of the week. It's Friday, my friends. Come and join me on my Instagram if you want to be part of this, if you want to suggest future branding suggestions. So this show is all about branding improvisation, and what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to take my branding wheel of fortune and I'm gonna turn it, and we're going to be determining what I'm going to be working on for the next hour or so. Let me know in the chat where you all are tuning in from. Send me a little hi, a little smiley, anything. All right, let's get started right away, my friends. So we have a couple things on our branding wheel of fortune. Let me quickly give you a little summary of what we have. So we have olive oil, an olive oil brand. Then we have a surfing school, interesting. Then we have a nail polish branding. We have a wine that we've been working on last time. We have jewelry, bath bombs, clothing brand, high-end coffee brand. We have a food truck, a camping brand, coffee bar, a stationery brand. Yeah, stationery brand. So we have 12 different topics that we can work on today. So let me turn the branding wheel of fortune, and in the meantime, thanks for everybody who is joining us. All right, so let's get going, and I'm going to turn the branding wheel of fortune, and let's do it. All right, so today we're going to be working on bath bombs. How exciting is that? So my friends, let's dive right into this, and let me know if the audio is good, if you can hear me well. All right. So let me dive into my work screen, and let's get this going. So whenever I start working on a branding project, hi Charlie from Costa Rica, that's super cool. So whenever I start a branding project, I usually start with a mood board, and then I kind of collect some inspirations there, and I try to find some typefaces, some color palettes. I try to design the logo, and then I kind of create assets based off those things. So let's get started. I'm working today in Adobe Illustrator, so I'm going to go and open Illustrator and create a new file. Here you will see we have a bunch of really cool presets. So I'm going to be working in digital format today. Whenever you want to print something, you can use the print preset here, and it already comes in CMYK color. And so, but today we're going to be working in RGB. It's just for online presentation. I'm not aiming to print anything yet. So I'm using the web format. Also 1920 by 1080 pixels is the perfect format to fit your complete screen, which is the reason why I want to do this. And I can determine how many artboards I want here. I want to start with one for now. And as you can see, we have our raster effects here already showing at 150 points per inch, which is what I want. Usually what you use for websites is the screen size, which is 72 points per inch, but I usually like to go a little bit above just to make sure that my graphics are crisp and sharp whenever I export them and don't look pixelated. So I'm gonna click create, and now I'm gonna start working on my brand. By the way, my friends, so we are going to be working on organic bath bombs today, and I want you to suggest me some names for this brand, because I have not planned out anything yet, and this is all very, very spontaneous. So suggest bath bomb names, and meanwhile I'm going to open some inspiration sites, and I'm going to create myself some visuals to create a mood board for myself. So what I usually use for that is either Pinterest or Behance. I really love Pinterest because you can just take the images and drop them into your Illustrator when working on the Mac. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a look at what bath bombs look like. and what kind of brands there are out there. Usually when I'm working for a brand, I'm looking for, I'm researching on what's already there, what kind of competition does my client have. So these are the things that I really want to make sure to kind of check out before I even start working on this branding. Sometimes the client already comes with a certain file that has all the strategy and has all the competitors listed. So that's always a plus. But if not, I still do my research and I still kind of try to figure that out. All right, how's everybody doing in the chat? Riti is here, hi. Awesome, cool. So I'm just gonna pull in a little image from here just to kind of get an idea of how a bath bomb packaging looks like. I think that's something we might consider working on a little bit later. And here we have another SKU from that same brand, which is really, really cool. Here we have bath bombs that are looking like this. So I really like the colors here. I think the color palette looks really, really interesting. But we want to achieve an organic look, right? So if we are talking about an organic brand, we want to work with organic colors, right? We won't be working with very poppy and artificial looking colors. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a look at organic branding. So first I take a look at the product, at the competition, and then I take a look at the specific tone of voice I want to reproduce with my branding, right? So here I'm gonna look at organic branding and I see already a lot of natural tones here. Let's take a look. So I'm actually really loving this color combination here, the beige with the dark green. So let me pull this into my mood board as well. And what else do I have here? I really love the typefaces here. I think this is super cool. Also, little illustrations like that can also be something interesting for us. So let's pull this one in as well. And see, that's the reason why I love using Pinterest, is because you can just literally drag and drop the images into your Illustrator file. So that's super cool. And here we have again something very organic looking, and bath bombs have a lot to do with skin. So I love the concept of showing hands and parts of the body, because I mean a bath bomb really has a lot of contact with the body, which is super, super cool. I also love this type of illustration. First of all, it works super well with the organic theme, right? It's a very natural color palette, and then it has some kind of abstract touches to it, which is super, super nice. Just try to find things that kind of represent the organic feel of your brand, right? So I'm gonna pull this one in here as well. This is also really nice. Just trying to understand the color palette, the shapes we can use, and just in general to understand the graphics behind my brand. All right, let's see who's there in the chat. Kim is here, hi, and Fahad is here, hi. So friends, we still need a name for our brand. We are working on a organic bath bomb brand today. So make sure to think about a name and shoot it into the chat, and I'm going to pick one of the names in the chat. All right, what else do we have? This is also super cool, a combination of lines and circles. I really love that feel to the brand, so I'm gonna drag that into here as well. This is very nice. I'm not even sure what exactly this is. It looks like a coaster, but it doesn't really have to do with bath bombs anymore, but it still has to do with the type of branding that we aim for, right? We are aiming for something organic looking, natural looking. So this is actually perfect, although it doesn't really have to do anything with it. Now, what I want to do is also, I want to take a look at organic cosmetics. Whenever I look for inspiration like this, I think about the customer, right? So it's probably this person who is really taking care of their body, who loves to take a bath, who loves wellness, who loves maybe going to the gym, maybe being healthy, right? And a person who buys an organic bath bomb probably is, very considerate about consuming organic products, right? So those are probably people who will go to Whole Foods or, you know, supermarkets where organic food is being sold, right? So I'm trying to think of that specific person and keep that in mind when looking for inspiration. So what I also want to find is things that they have in the bathroom, right? So I'm thinking about, so if they're gonna have the bath bomb there, what's gonna be around it? What kind of other products are going to be there? So this is why I decided to look for organic cosmetics. I'm gonna look at organic cosmetics and see maybe we can find some really nice inspiration from here as well. So just, you know, trying to imagine the environment of the client. What are they surrounded by? What kind of products? And I really love this this feel of this brand because it's very minimalistic and also it has natural tones to it. So let's just drop this in here as well. Here, I really love that one as well. It's called Earth. It looks very organic. So definitely gonna drop that in here as well. And let's take a look at this one. It's the same one. It's just a different way of showing the product. So really love that as well. Yeah, I think this green color in combination with brown and white also is a really nice color combination. So I'm gonna just drop that in here as well. Like that. As you can see, I'm just dropping in random images. I also love the orange. I think the orange kind of has that terra, earthy feel to it. So I'm gonna drop that in here as well. All right, so now we have a bunch of things, and the aim of these images is not by any means to copy them. The purpose of these images is for us to get color, shape, typeface, layout inspirations, right? So that's the reason why we want to have multiple sources. We want to see at the different concepts that all of these images bring with them and find ourselves things that we can pull out for our branding, right? We don't want to take one whole design and just copy it to our design. That's not the purpose of this at all. So please keep that in mind. It's never the purpose to copy one design. It's the purpose of this is to get inspired and to get inspiration in terms of color, typeface, and shapes that are being used in a brand, right? So I'm gonna just line them up a little bit like that over here, just to create this kind of mood board feel and just to organize them a little bit better. So if you can see, I mean, we can already see a tendency here. We have all of these natural tones, and as a contrast, there is a light gray. Like here we have a light gray in the background, or here we have white. And then, so we have these earthy tones going on, so browns, greens, orange, right? And then we have these, this a little bit softer tone of brown, beige, right? So looking at these colors can already give you an idea of where you're aiming with your branding, right? Just to be able to reproduce that organic feel. So yeah, that's how I kind of start. I create myself a little mood board like this, and I also sometimes present that to my clients, not by showing, hey, you know what, I've made this, but kind of by trying to understand what they're aiming for, what kind of style do they wanna go for, right? What kind of art direction are we going to take with this project? And a mood board can be really useful to kind of try and show that specific art direction. So I definitely recommend working with mood boards. It can give you a really good head start into a brand. It can give you inspiration. It can give you, you know, something to look back at whenever you already started working. And it's just a great kind of way to, yeah, to just keep things cohesive over time. When creating a mood board like this, make sure to not only use the same kind of type of brand, right? Make sure to use different brands and also different colors, different setups. So you have a lot of different options here, right? You have a lot of freedom to pick whatever you need here. All right, so we have this color palette here that is kind of very obvious. We have the dark greens, we have the very soft browns, we have a contrast color which is like a beige, we have the greens, we have the oranges, yeah, that's about it. And that's the only purple here, which is not going to be source of inspiration and color wise for us, because we want to pick natural colors, although lavender could be an option. So let's try to think about it. Hi Charlie, soaked coal. Ooh, that's a great one. I love it. Soaked coal, due to the bath bombs having to be soaked in water to be used. Yeah, that's a really great one. Okay, I mean, we can just literally start with that, honestly. Let's just write it down. Soaked coal. I think it's a really great name, honestly. I'm getting the best names always from the YouTube chat here. It's really great. Okay, cool. Oh, I have some good typefaces here already. That one is nice. Anyways, I don't want to design the logo yet. What I'm gonna do is, I just typed it out for later. But what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try to summarize the color palette. So I'm going to create kind of little rectangles. You can also create circles, or you can create blobs. Just any kind of shape that you can fill with color. You can even create some kind of like something like that and then fill it with color. Just whatever you want. What type of shape you prefer, you can use anything. So I'm just literally reproducing these rectangles to be able to fill them with colors. And I'm using the eyedropper tool, so I'm just clicking I on my keyboard, and I'm just kind of taking some of the colors from different places, right? And these are all different brands, so it kind of makes it okay, right? You're taking an inspiration from different sources, which is what we want to do. I also want to take a sample of one of these colors that are a contrast. We are missing, I think this green is really, really great. Yeah, I think this is awesome. All right, so we have something going on here. I'm not quite happy with it as of now. Let's see what we can kind of create with this. So we also don't necessarily need all of these colors. Another cool tip is that I can help that maybe can help you create a better color palette. So sometimes we see tone on tone designs, right? We have something darker, a darker version of a green on a lighter version of a green. Let's see if we can find an example here. So let's say, for example, here we have a green on a green, but this green is very light and this green is very dark. So how to create a connection between those two, how to find the right partner in a lighter or darker version. So for that, what you're doing is, let's say we pick this color. This color is a little light, right? So let's say we want to pick a dark partner for this color. I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna go into the color here at the bottom, double click, and now we see this color color picker scale, which basically shows us the different shades of this color. So we can go either into the white direction or into the black direction or into the color direction, right? So going to the right, the color is getting more intense. And then going up, the color is getting more light. Going down, the color is getting more dark, right? So those are the three things that that you can play around with. And now what we want to do is we want to make the color darker and also keep it colorful. So I'm kind of gonna move it like this. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm gonna move it like this. So I'm taking my little color selection and I'm dragging it over here, right? Because I do want to keep it colorful, but I want to make it darker. Okay, so now we have found a really good partner for this color. And now I'm gonna tell you, if I take this, put it on top here, this will already look great. So anything that's tone on tone can look so amazing. So let's say I'm taking this with that color, it already looks great, right? Same thing, let's try to find a lighter partner for this color. Again, I'm gonna copy and paste this. I'm gonna go into my color, and again, we have the color color chart here. So here we have the color being on the gray side of things, right? So being a little bit more subtle. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag it all the way up here. Gonna drag it all the way up here. Okay, and now we have the perfect partner for this one. Now let me take this logo and make it that color. They work so well together, right? And look how easy it is. All you have to do is just pick a color, go into the color wheel, and then move, drag along in whatever direction you want to go. Actually, do you want to make it darker? Go to the bottom. Do you want to make it more colorful? Go to the right. Do you want to make it more on the gray side? Go to the left. So this is how you can create a partner for a color if you want to design tone on tone. It's a really great tip. I think hopefully this can help some of you kind of design your color palettes. And you know what? I'm seeing actually us working with that for a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing for this orange. I'm gonna find a lighter partner for the orange. So again, I'm double clicking and I'm gonna go like right up here. And this one almost looks pinkish, right? So I think it will work super, super well. Again, I'm gonna take that. And this is not the design logo yet. I'm just trying to find the colors. And I think this is a little too dark. So I think we can go even slightly more up to create more contrast. So I'm gonna go and pick even a lighter color. All right, let me know your technique, how you do that. So this is cool. And now what we can do is we have now light on dark. Let's try dark on light. So if I take this logo and use the eyedropper again, key on the keyboard, look, that works too, because they're partners, they're perfect partners, right? And the reason for that is because they are in the same tone, just either darker or lighter or more colorful or less colorful. This is a really great technique to kind of create a cool, very kind of cohesive color palette. All right, now we have some kind of colors going on here. Actually, I want to experiment with this one as well. So in the end, I'm not going to pick all of these colors. I'm going to pick just some for our brand, because if you have too many colors, it can get a little too confusing. And you want the brand to be recognizable, right? So you want people to be able to recognize that brand. Again, what I'm gonna do is I'm copying the color and I'm going in here and I'm going all the way up. Cool. Yeah, let's try that. Now, again, I'm using the eyedropper and I'm selecting the opposite color. There we go. Works super well. And I think this one also looks very elegant. What I'm just not really, what I think we cannot really work with is serif typefaces. I think we need a nice, simple sans serif, because the concept of organic is being simple, being of very basic ingredients, right? So that's something that we want to show in our brand. And if we'll take a look at these brands, you will see that everything looks very minimalistic. We have sans serif, we've got some sans serif. Looks like we have some what's it called again, going on, that famous typeface, but I don't think that's it. But here we also have some sans serif. Sans serif just represents simplicity, and that's what we want to show here. We want to show simplicity, right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to create variations to this typeface. And let me know if you all have any questions. Holly's asking, are all of your fonts from Adobe Font? No, absolutely not. I use a lot Creative Market. Creative Market has a lot of really cool experimental typefaces, but you have to buy them. They're not free. I also use Google Fonts. Adobe Fonts is just really, really easy to use here and really easy to access. So whenever I go here into my fonts, I can go to find more and I can, let's say, look for sans serifs. and I can look for all the typefaces on Adobe Fonts. I'm not sure why it's not showing up right now, but I can I can filter all the sensors from Adobe Fonts that I don't even have on my computer. And I can already preview them here in my file while I haven't even downloaded them yet. But here what I can do is I can activate them. So here these I haven't activated yet. This one I have activated already. I can deactivate it. But yeah, I can pick any of these typefaces, activate it, and I have it available right away. So yeah, I love using Adobe Fonts. But let's take a quick look what I already have in my library, because I do have some really cool typefaces. Let's take a look what we have here. This is something that I'm thinking could work. Alternate Gothic. Maybe, usually when I select a typeface for a brand, I try to see if the typeface or the font, basically typeface is just a fancy word for font. But I'm trying to see if it has a large family that I can source from later on. So typefaces that are bolder, that are slimmer, a light typeface, a bold typeface, a wide typeface, a narrow typeface, and that can be all within a family. So let's say, for an example, Acumen Pro is a really great example. Acumen Pro has a large family of fonts. So here we have thin, we have light, we have regular, italic, medium, semi-bold, bold, black, and you can go from something very, very, very light to something really bold and strong. So this is what characterizes a good typeface, if it's flexible and able to act in your needs. Right, so this is a great typeface to use for a brand. Just any typeface that has at least a light, medium, regular, and a bold typeface, I think definitely is worth looking for. This is also nice. Let's see what else we can do here. Let's see what we have. I think, looking for a typeface is always very interesting, the interesting part of branding, because a typeface gives so much characteristic, and a typeface is being used, this is cool, is being used so many times. It's being used basically on everything that you produce that has to do with a brand. The font plays a big role, just as the color. I think this typeface is great. Ariana Pro Medium. And this one only has the medium, but I think I only have the medium downloaded. So we can take a look at if we find more. But what I like to do is also I like to start from the bottom. This one is also great. Cytone. The cool thing is that I love about Illustrator is that you can preview the typefaces on the right side. I think this is great. Soft coat. Ooh. That one is nice too. This one is very, let me try to find the word, sophisticated, I would say. Hi everyone who's joining. Thanks so much for joining. It's fun over here. We're designing some cool branding. Yay. Let me know if you all can hear the vibes, the music, or if it's not very loud. Okay. Yay. All right, let's see what else we have. Ooh, Arborea. Let's check out Arborea. We have a nice family here. Oh, it's like, finding the right partner. You look at the family. If it's a nice family, you kind of want to keep that typeface, right? All right. So make sure to not forget to look at the family. And what else can we pick here? I have so many typefaces, my friends. So many typefaces here that I have saved. But I think that's great. We have some, let's see. It's actually such a long, it can be such a long process, because you can really, you can look for a while until you find the right thing. Okay, that one is also cool for my DJI banner. It has this like very cosmetic feel to it, right? So thinking of like NARS. Yeah, it looks like NARS. Don't you think? It looks like NARS. Okay. Let me know in the chat if you all have used NARS before. It's a very famous brand. I think every girl knows NARS. Okay, let's take a look what else we have here. Gopher. Gopher is also a really cool typeface. It's very modern. As you can see, we have these very thick top and bottom parts, and the side kind of goes a little bit thinner, which is very interesting. It's like, it looks like the O is turned to the side. I kind of like it. All right, so Soaked Co is becoming a brand now. Now that we're working on the logo, I think, which one's your favorite? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me know in the chat. I think my favorite so far is Arborea. Arborea has a nice family, so Arborea is gonna go to the next step. Let me know which ones you would like to bring to the next step. This one is also good. We also should not forget that we want to keep that organic feel to it, right? So, yay! Hi, TM Skater. Hi, Kadu. I'm already here. Yeah, that's great. It's good to have you here. All right. Roberta is saying, hi, Julia. I usually play with my color palette using the HSB color mode. It's really easy. Yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one as well. Okay, Shafiq is saying, I started learning 3D and thinking to combine with my branding skills. What do you think about this? Absolutely. I use 3D a lot, and I use 3D to create product mockups actually. So, you know what? Sometimes when you can't make a decision about the typeface, just bring it together with a color. So let me select the colors, and then we can maybe find, I think honestly, this one looks very natural to me. This one looks super natural. This one looks very natural too. It's kind of like this orangey. I think, you know, maybe to make it even more organic, what I want to do is maybe to bring it a little bit more to the orange, and then maybe like a little like in the brown side, maybe something like that, and then build a little bit more contrast here. So maybe you know, something like this, or let's see what else we have here, like a light gray. Yeah, that could be something. I can see that happening. This is a very natural color. Actually, you know, it reminds me of when I'm making a carrot juice. When I'm making a carrot juice, and the from the juicing, the little particles, the fiber that kind of flies off, looks this color. So I have this association in my mind, and it's not a bad thing. It's actually, if it reminds you of something specific, and this reminds me of moss. This color reminds me of moss, you know, when you walk through the woods and then you see like moss growing around the tree. It totally reminds me of that. And I think this could be, you know, this could be something for us to think about. Cool. I'm gonna grab maybe like a darker version of this, something like that. Let's see how it will look like with a lighter sister. Okay, yeah, I see that. Maybe just a little bit lighter. And to compare the lightness of a color, what you can do is you can go again into here. You can see this color is kind of around here, and this color is around here. So let me see if I actually, you know, I think, yeah, you want to make sure that they're all around the same kind of area in this color wheel. Yeah, maybe just a little bit lighter. Just a little bit. Yeah, I think that could work. I think those could be our brand color palettes, honestly. All right, now let's remove this Soko and let's put the new one. So which one was our favorite? Let's take a look. We have number 6, Yeah, number 6, it's the gopher. The gopher is great. I think it might be a little too modern for this scenario. Let's see what else we have. 2nd and the 4th. 2nd, I love the K in this one. I think this K gives really cool character. And maybe we can use that as a brand element too. So let's keep that also in mind. 2 and the 4, yeah, and the 4 is also my favorite. I also like the 3. Let's see what else we have. 2 and the 4, the last one. Okay, so, all right. Gopher, I think, guys, I think it's too modern. I think this is gonna be too crazy on the colors that we are planning on doing. So let's see. I mean, I can show that to you, but I think it's not gonna work. It's not gonna, you know, translate well into the colors. I think this typeface, I mean, it does look okay, but you know, I think what gopher looks better with is something like something really crazy, something really crazy, like this. That's a gopher color. That's a gopher color, that's for sure. Or like this, or like this, right? Do you agree? Let me know if you agree, because I think gopher is just not, or with this color also, I think gopher is just not the organic typeface. It's more like super modern, super like urban. So let's go away from that. This color is great though. Okay, I'm just gonna remove that for now. I don't want to play too much. All right, so we have these two and these two. Let me actually turn them around, and they are basically a tone-on-tone version of each other, right? So it's the same tone, just a darker or lighter version. And I'm loving this. I think this is really cool. Maybe we can even go ahead and let's try and create an even brighter version of these two. So I'm gonna go again into the color palette. And you know, taking time finding the right colors and finding the right typefaces is so important for a brand, because that's, you know, it's gonna stick, it's gonna be there forever, and you want it to be there forever, right? You want it to be a brand that's gonna stick around for a long time. So I'm thinking, you know, this minty one is also great. Maybe let's pull that one over as well. Pull over. Okay. And I'm gonna remove this again. You know, now that I'm looking at the serif, it kind of makes me think about using a serif, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna keep it with a sans. I think the sans serif in the long run will be easier to use for us. Okay, so let's experiment. Let's experiment. So what I want to see here is, am I going to combine this color with this color, or this color with this color? I can also, of course, take all 3 of them, but I think it will be, you know, mixing up too much. All right, I also love this color here. Oh, I can't decide, it's so hard. But I already have something that's looking brownish, so maybe I don't want to do that. Okay, I think this looks very natural, my friends. I think this looks really natural. And then in the other way, I also want to create a copy of this, and maybe we can even select a darker version of that instead, right? Maybe that can be an option too. Maybe that can be an option too for us. And see how easily this is, just to like pull down the handle, and you already have a really cool combination. All right, so let's try. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull out this one, and this one. And I think that the contrast here will be great. And that's the reason why I might decide for this one or that one. You know what? I think this one will be better, actually. Yeah, because it has a lot of color. The darker tones usually you don't see the color pop as much, right? While these 3, I really like them. I think they could be they could be a good way for us to express ourselves with color. Okay, so now we have this. Let's take a look at the logo. As you can see, I'm kind of going back and forth with everything, right? I'm going from color palette to logo to color palette to logo, and it all has to be cohesive and it all has to work together. So it makes sense to spend time with this, right? So soaked comb. This is really nice. I think maybe what we can do is we can create some weight variation here. Maybe we can make this one maybe a light. Yeah, that could work. And again, here I'm gonna do a light. Oh, see, we don't have a big family here. Let's see, Ariana Pro Medium. Fonts.adobe.com. Ariana. Oh, I'm not typing yet. Ariana. Okay. Aha, look. We have Ariana with 18 fonts. So I actually only have one of them activated. What I'm gonna do now is, and you can see here that I only have one activated. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna activate all of them. And let's see if they're already there. Ariana. It's the name of my niece. Okay, we have the medium so far. Let's see. Okay. All right, so my friends, number 1 or number 2? I think number 2 maybe, because it's such a nice, simple typeface. Soaked comb. Give me a little space around here. That's good. Okay, let's see how this looks in medium. Maybe make it a little thicker. Yeah, I think this could totally work. What are you all thinking? Let me know if you all agree that this could work as a logo. I'm gonna create a copy of this and outline it with Command Shift and O. And I'm gonna take it over here to experiment with our color palettes. And meanwhile, let me know, do you think the fancy K still works? Let's see if the family, oh, the family is loaded now. Okay. I really like the K here. I really like the K. I think the K could be a good brand element. Thin. What about light? Yeah, light could work. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of like the K being like a really cool brand element. Like, let's say I'm gonna just take away a piece of the K here. Like something like that. You know? Something like this, and this could be like a cool brand element. And then this could be on top. Yeah, because the K is very characteristic, right? Soaked. And then maybe we can use an abbreviation, SKD. So, to keep it like super modern and fancy. Soaked. That could work. And yeah, I think that could work. That's interesting. All right, and you know, we can also use the S, of course, but the S is not very impressive here in this one. I wouldn't say so. This S is okay. Yeah, no, I'm not really, you know, let's continue with a simple version of Soaked Co, and let's continue here with our color explorations. Where's my logo? Where did it go? Okay, so now we get a better idea of what this is gonna look like. I'm really loving this already. Yes, this is nice. Okay, it works super well. I can already say that. Let's try here. Yeah. Yes, this is good. It's so minimalistic and it's very modern. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one and this one, this one and this one. So I'm gonna remove all of those colors. And you know what? Just don't be scared to delete things. Sometimes you just need to make clarity, right? It's like in life when you have to kick out certain things out of your life, and then suddenly you're left with clarity and you can really concentrate on the important things. Like this. I mean, this is so cool. I'm loving the color palette. Look at this, this is so cool. Yeah. I like that. I have a t-shirt in this exact color. All right. Surur is here. Hi. Second. Ooh, what are we designing for today? Yeah, great question. We're designing for a bath bomb, but not just a bath bomb. It's an organic bath bomb. So organic works super well with all of this. Yay! We're getting somewhere. I'm so happy. Okay, obviously this color will be to create something on top of these colors here, because this is all very elegant. Like, if I would see these three colors and then I'll see like cool like cosmetics with that, ooh, I would buy that stuff. I'll be like, oh, sup, co, great. Okay, now you know what I want to do is I want to get some information. So we have the color palette, we have the logo, and this is looking so nice, and it gives that organic feel too, right? So thinking of that, I think of like maybe like a water, like a river and somewhere in the woods. This one I'm thinking of moss very specifically. This one I'm thinking of like a terracotta, like the color of the ground. Yeah, it's definitely very organic. I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller. And whenever you create for a brand, you can decide how many percentages of a certain color are being used in the brand, right? So whenever creating brand guidelines, what I usually do is I create bars like this one. So I want to use these colors more than the light shades of those colors. So that's something you can definitely check out and do. All right, so we don't need none of this anymore because I have my color palette set. Bye. And we're pulling these babies over here. Soaked Co. Soaked Co is a real brand now. And if we look back, like thinking of this color, it kind of originates probably from somewhere around here. This color probably originates from somewhere around here and here. And this color is, I'm not even sure where that comes from. I think maybe it's a darker version of that. But we basically created a color palette out of an inspirational board. And this color palette can stand by itself, and it does look unique. It doesn't look like we like pulled off one whole brand, and you know. So that's what inspiration is for. It's not meant to copy some specific design concept. It's just for you to get inspiration on the setup of colors or typefaces or graphics. You know what I want to do? I want to create a little cool like a brand pattern. I'm really kind of seeing this happen here. I'm seeing this happen here because I think we can work with a really nice, with a really nice like brand, like an icon almost, I would say. And here you can select the options for the stroke, by the way. Yeah, and like a little like a window, and then we're gonna create some like wellness style, like kind of like an icon. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create some circles, because you know wellness and circles kind of belongs together. It goes really well together. Like that. Okay, cool. Something like this maybe. Okay, maybe making the circles bigger. Yeah, so I'm trying to find the right way to kind of put this. And I'm gonna copy paste and make them real small. Make sure to keep the same width here of the same weight of the icons, of the lines, so that you keep it nice and cohesive. Okay, that's interesting. Let's put this by side for a little bit. I can kind of see this repeat over here. And I do want to create something that's symmetric, but also something that's not quite symmetric. So I can do something like this. And again, guys, I'm improvising right now, so please don't judge me. Okay, maybe like a line here. And holding shift, you can create a straight line that goes horizontal. Right, just like that. Okay. All right, so let's see what else we have. Maybe, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about this. Not sure about this. I think something simple will go well with, yeah. And this is all like really pixel action here. Pixel to pixel. I always say as a designer, we like count pixels. Don't you ever feel like you're counting pixels? Okay. This is interesting. Let me turn this around. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can play around here a little bit. And again, this is all like really out of nothing. Just trying to think of the brand and trying to think of what is the brand going to represent, right? What is the brand going to represent? And I'm gonna do the stroke in the center, so I think it will be easier for me to arrange these objects. Let me know in the chat who of you is completely new to design. I'd love to know that. Okay, this is interesting. This is getting there, kind of. Yeah, this is good. Now let's center all of these on one line. Let's go over here. Let's see what's happening over here and over here. Again, I'm always holding shift. And I want to make this guy again. I want to change the stroke here to a center one. Yeah, there are people who have airplanes here. And they're just flying their private airplanes right next to my house. What a lucky person. Although it's probably not luck, it's probably just lots of hard work. All right. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, we could be onto something here, but we might as well not. You never know. You never know. You never know. Oh, okay. I'm kind of digging this. Let's turn it back around. Huh. This is cool. Soaked. And the cool part is that we can put an S into this, and an O, and a K, and an E, and a D. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I got it. Guys, sometimes it's like a puzzle. You have to figure it out. But once you got it, you got it. Okay, so the concept is set now. I have this graphical brand element that includes all the letters of the brand in it. So this element can be used for any of these letters. So we have the S, the O, the A, maybe not, but the K, the E, and the D. So Soaked has a brand symbol now. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna go with that just a little bit further. I'm gonna make it really nice and precise. So that includes, you know, lining up all of these things here. And I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna go into the line mode, and that happens if you click Command and Y on your keyboard. Just like, why doesn't it work out? Why is it crooked? And once you click Y, it tells you why. Because it's all not lined up here. This is the best way to preview specific parts, you know, of your design and line them up perfectly. Oh my God, look at this precision. Look at this precision. Look at that precision. And our line, of course, is not aligned at all. So we want to make it intersect, just like that. And make sure that the center is nice and centered here. It looks very great. And here, let's take a look at these corners. If the circle is lining up here. No, it's not. And the reason is because the rectangle is not lining up with the circle. So if we go in here, so this is basically the most left side of the circle, and I want to bring it into the rectangle. So I'm gonna pull it in here, and I'm always holding shift because I want to resize proportionally. My friends, this is really like detail work right now. Detail work. You don't have to do that for like if you're designing just for fun. For clients though, I always recommend go into detail, especially if you're designing a pattern. You know, what I'm gonna do even now is I'm gonna remove that circle and I'm gonna copy and paste exactly the same circle so I have perfect precision. And here again, I'm gonna adjust this to here. And now we can see this is perfect. This is perfectly lined up over here. It's very precise, right? Now we can go back, click Command and Y. And now we have a very precise kind of geometric element going. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to experiment with the width. Now that we have something that precise, we can go in a very thin width and still be not have any trouble, right? So this is super cool. I think this is too thin though, and I'm going to go back into maybe 0.75 or maybe even. Also, you know, defining the width of your line depends on the color. Right now, I have it on the white background and this line will look very thin, but once I turn around the colors, and you will see right now, so let's say I'm gonna make this white and I'm gonna place it onto that background. Suddenly, the lines look a little bit thicker, right? Do you see that? So now that the lines look thicker, I need to make sure that I keep that same balance. Cool. Yeah, look, we have a brand element, we have our logo, we have our color palettes, and this all in 1 hour. Isn't that cool? All right. Let's see how our brand element can interact with the logo. Kind of something like this, maybe. You know what? I should group it. So I'm gonna click Command and G. I'm gonna make sure that this is all grouped. I think this is a great symbol for our brand. It really incorporates what we need it to incorporate. Cool. We can even use it. We can even use it like right here in front of it. Also, one thing that I see here is the cool thing is about geometric elements is that you can always see some really cool things in them. So here I see also hourglass. Hourglass, also speaking of the female body, right? Female body, hourglass. We can see some of the letters repeat here. So let's break this down. I want to break it down for you. So let's say we have the S here. You can find it somewhere here, right? You can find it in the shape, right? The O, you can find it in the shape. The A, let's see. You can probably find it this way, like that, right? And then we have the K just like that as well over here. And the E we have right here. See that? We have the E happening inside this element. And the D, we have the D happening too. Just like that. Right here, we have the D incorporated in here. So this is all honestly just a happy accident. Now, what can we do with this? We can make this a pattern if we wanted to. We can make this a brand pattern. We can take this element, we can outline it, object path, outline stroke, and what that does is, I want to show you. So if I go back, you can see that the path was just a line in the middle of this, and basically we defined the path and we defined the stroke around the path, but it's not a shape yet. What we want to do is we want to make the path and the stroke, we want to make it a shape, right? So the line then goes around the shape and kind of forms it and creates a shape for you. So whenever you scale it up and down, the proportion will stay the same. And now what I also like to do is, because I've been using different elements, I have the circle, I have the other parts and so on. What I like to do is, if I have a brand element like this one, I like to unite all of those shapes that are overlapping each other. When I select all of them and then go into the Pathfinder and I want to create a compound shape. So I'm uniting all of them. They're all now united, and whenever I scale them up and down, the proportions will stay the same. It's now a shape, it's not a path anymore. Right, so what I can do now is I can create a pattern out of this. Actually a pretty cool pattern. Something like that, right? And I actually, I like it. I think this is cool. All right, so we can do that. We can use that as a brand element here. We can use a thinner version of that as a brand element. So that we can kind of play around with that. And now what we can do is we can find different lockups. So we can have the logo by itself like that. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so we can have the logo by itself, which is lockup number 1. We can have the logo like this. Oh, by the way, it also says co in it. Isn't that funny? If you think about the co, this is what it looks like. So we can use that inside here somewhere. Let's see how we can use that. I'll prefer to use this shape here because it's already outlined. And the path is now a shape. So like scaling and working precisely with it makes it easy. Cool. Yeah, I love it. And you know what? It can then be also an object that you can add to the background. So let's say we have something like this happening. We can add that easily over here. Just like that. Very nice, right? I'm loving this right now. I'm loving this. You can also use it partially. Like half of it, for example. Also looks great. Let's see how we can incorporate the logo into this. Maybe we can create another lockup where the logo can be inside this shape. Maybe something like this. right? So this can also be an option for us to use the logo. Maybe it's supposed to be a part of a poster or something, right? So this is super cool. I love it. This is very nice. Yeah, so honestly, I don't even know what else to do with it. Let's see if we can create some cool bath bomb mock-up. Let's see. Mock-up bath bomb. Cool. Let's see what else. Who else is here in the chat? Friends. Okay. TM Skater is asking which one of these will be an action color if you're going to do a website or app, maybe. Could be any of them. Could be a combination. So we can also determine the primary color palette. I would say this is probably the secondary one. We can use literally any of these later on. We can use this one as a brand color, as kind of like the main one for websites and so on. I think this is a great color. It's very unique. So, all right. Oh, look, we have some mock-ups that we can get. Very nice. Bath bomb. Okay, we can try it out. I'm down to do it. Again, this is Creative Market. I'm not advertising for them. They should pay me for this actually. But I'm gonna download this one over here, and I'm gonna apply the logo to that specific design. Yay! And you know, fun fact is my cup has a very similar color. It's a very chill session today, right? I'm kind of super relaxed. I'm already in Friday mood. Who else is in Friday mood? Let me know in the chat. Cool. And you know what? I'm thinking of like this being used also in the dark version, like this element being this color. Ooh. This is super cool. Yeah, I like it. This is great. Okay, let's see what else. And also, another thing is, thanks to the geometric shapes, we can literally think of anything. This whole round, oh, you know what we can also do? We can create another little shape around it. So this all looks like a bathtub, don't you think? This looks like a bathtub, to me at least. So I'm gonna center this, and I'm gonna adjust it just a little bit here. Oh, no, I didn't want to change it. I just wanted to adjust the outer shape. Just like that, and make it the same color. So it's that one. Oh no, it's actually, is it white? No, it's not. Okay. Or did I make it white? I think I just made it white. So let's just make this white for now. For now. No, it's not. That's weird. Okay. Now it's the same color. And that kind of gives it a whole new feel, right? And let's make this one a little thinner. I'm gonna go and make it 0.5. Yeah. I think this is a nice roundup for our... What did I do? Yeah, I think this is a nice roundup for our logo. I'm gonna expand this one. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna expand it. Okay. Yeah, this is cool. What do you all prefer? This one without the frame or the one with frame? And you know, when creating for a brand, it both can be an option. You can also say, you know what? It's both an option and I don't want to decide. I don't want to eliminate this beautiful frame, but I also don't want to make it a necessity. I think this is better, maybe. It's more minimalistic. All right, so let's see, where is my file? Where is my file? Bomb mock-up set. Who else is feeling great about the weekend? Hi Fergie, good to see you. So Fergie, today we're designing for a organic bath bomb brand. So to take a quick look at our bath bomb mock-up suggestions here. You know what? I really don't like the colors of the bath bombs. I think they look very artificial. But we can adjust the color here, thank God. And it looks like a self-made mock-up, like somebody made it. It's pretty cute actually. All right, so I'm gonna open this one up. And let's see what we've got there. Let's see what we've got there. So Fergie, our brand is called Soaked Co. Soaked Co because you soak in the bathtub, right? Okay. Hi, Alessandra. Saying these look nice. Thank you. Yes, ready for the weekend, that's for sure. All right, let's see color. What is that? So sometimes it's hard to understand the mock-ups. So all I do is, so whenever you don't know which layer is doing what, just turn them, make them visible and invisible, or invisible and visible, and then you can see what they're actually doing. So this is the top of our bath bomb, and thank you so much for this really good orientation system, but I'm just gonna turn this off for now. And I'm gonna go into my Illustrator and I'm gonna go and copy this baby here. And you know what I'm gonna do also? I'm gonna extend that, make it a square. Command and C and Command and V. Oh, okay, I need a new layer because this layer is invisible. Also, what is happening here? Oh, one of my windows was open. Okay. Command and V. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna create a new layer. Command and C. My Illustrator also gets tired, you know. I notice sometimes when I start working late in the night, my computer will start doing weird things. It's like, oh Julia, can we just go rest now, please? Can we just stop for now? And can we just relax? And I'm like, no, I have to finish this project. This is cool. Let's take a look at the color of, I think the background color should be the darker green. Yeah, this is gonna look nice. And again, I'm double checking. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, so am I gonna have to add all the color here? I don't know why they cut it into parts, honestly. Color, design, paper. Ah, okay. I guess the paper design goes here. Let's take a look. I'm just gonna make a rectangle. So I'm just gonna grab this one. It doesn't matter. It's just a rectangle filled with color. And I'm gonna Command and C and Command and V into this. And that's the only thing I'm gonna do. Save. And it's being applied to my mock-up. Let's see if it's gonna work. Yay! It's looking pretty cool, right? I like it. I definitely buy. I always judge by if I would buy it or not. All right, let's see what else we have here. We have the colors of the bath bomb. And yes, I do definitely want to change those. That's for sure. So the blue is gonna become, and again, I'm going back to Illustrator, and the blue is gonna become this color. Or maybe even this one, let's see. Actually over here, you can just easily copy the color code, Command and C. The color code is this little hashtag code right here. And you also have the CMYK values, the HSB values, and the RGB values of this color. But the color code is good if you're working digitally. So if you're not working for print, this is perfect. Drop shadow, and this color I also definitely need to change because this biting green is not what I want in my organic bath bomb. Command and V. Okay, yeah, now this looks way more organic now, right? And now let's take a look at this blue powder around. Yeah, this is it. So again, I'm gonna add that darker tone. Yeah, and this is already looking like something. Look, Silk.co just got a packaging. Isn't that cool? Now, if you want to export this, or let's play around with the background color. I think we can do something with the background color. And maybe even, let's try this color. Let's try the same color. Maybe a darker version of it. Let's see. Command C. Command V. Oh, this is very moody, but it doesn't really work with the whole setup of the mockup. As you can see, it looks really weird. So we will have to go for a lighter tone. And I might just grab this one. Or let's see what else we have here. Maybe like a nice warm tone like this one. Let's use our eyedropper here, and then I'm just gonna double click into the color, Command and C. And again, I'm going back into Photoshop, into this color, Command and V. Yeah, this could work. Let's go play around here a little bit. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I'm just thinking this bath bomb looks so bright. Like it almost looks like a lamp. And here we have a lot of darkness. So this mock-up in general, I think it's like it's an alright mock-up, but it's not the greatest mock-up there is on planet Earth. Right? Ah, look. They added light, but really it made it worse. Color boost. Yeah, we'll take that off. I don't want it to look too unnatural. And then what else we can do is, if we have a mock-up like this one, we can always create let's see. Okay, so we can always create a layer that kind of summarizes it all, but right now I'm just gonna stick with this. I think this is all right for what we want to achieve. So I'm gonna export it as a JPEG, just like that. Cool. Whew, this was a long session, 1 hour and 19 minutes. Now let's jump into 2 of our portfolio reviews. So I'm gonna review 2 of your guys' portfolios, and then we're gonna do kind of like a summary of what we did today. All right, cool. So I'm gonna put that mock-up into here. Where did it go? Let me find it. So what are you all up to? Let me know what you're all doing during the weekend. Okay, cool. Look. Our bath bomb mock-up is ready. And we can create that for all the different colors. Arrange, send to back. And we have our organic, super organic looking bath bomb by Soaked Co. All right. TM Skater is saying solid symbol, really like it. Yay, I'm glad you like it. So let me set up real quick the portfolio reviews. We have 2 people today that I'm going to be doing the reviews of, and yeah, really excited about that. And we have today we have BD Logo Design BLD, and we also have Dream Bold Designs. Dream Bold Designs, Michael Turner. Michael, so cool. All right, so let me pull these over here. Let's start with Michael. Michael, hopefully you're here. You probably aren't, but I'm gonna ping you in a little bit. So we're gonna start with Michael, and this is Michael's portfolio. Michael lives in the United States, so and here's a little description. Hi, my name is Michael Turner. I'm a practicing hand lettering artist and graphic designer based in Hartford, CT. Here you will find a collection of my works as I build new skills and develop my craft. Peace and blessings. Yeah, I think it's a great intro. It gives some background. It shows kind of where you work from, and that you are kind of in the progress of developing your skills. I think this is great. Maybe you can add some, background information on who do you want to work with in the future? What kind of experience do you have? What kind of clients do you want to work with? What are you passionate about in terms of topics? Maybe you have specific topics that you can, add to your portfolio that you're passionate about. So let's say I am a packaging designer and I want to specialize on wellness, right? So I can put in, I would like to work with wellness clients in the future. I'm very passionate about it, something like that. That will already kind of give the client or the potential client a good idea of what you're aiming for and what you're passionate about. So they'll know if you're the right fit for the project. I love the background here. I think this is really, really cool. I'd also add here what exactly I would like add lettering artist over here, because I think that's what you will call yourself. Now let's take a look at First Sisters Trip t-shirt design. First Sisters Trip, New Orleans. Carrie's Girls 5. Okay, this is cool. Okay, so it looks like you've created t-shirts or t-shirt design and lettering for a trip. That's super cool. 5 sisters decided to book their First Sisters trip to New Orleans, scheduled for April 2021. This was a much needed trip to celebrate sisterhood and continued positivity during these turbulent times. I was asked to create t-shirts as a memorandum of this special sisters trip that will be remembered for life. That's a really good intro. It gives me kind of the idea of what you have been designing here. We have the typefaces up here. I think what you could start with the project with is, image at the top that describes the product, the final product, kind of giving a high fidelity mock-up of the work, so that after that you can follow up with this description, and after that you can break down the brand that you've created for this, because you found typefaces, you found colors, you've created the logo, basically nothing different than a branding project. So I would start with an image that summarizes the product, shows a mock-up, then write something underneath, write a description about the project, your responsibility, then break down the brand, and then present the mock-ups. Right now, the order is kind of a little bit different. and it can get a little bit confusing for people because here they're already seeing specific things about the brand. But here, that's kind of the intro. So basically the intro goes above that, right? Cool. All right. But I love the shirts. I think this looks awesome. And by the way, you can find the links underneath in the description. Cool. This is awesome. Great. Lawanda, Michelle, Rochelle, Ramona. Cool. Yeah, I love it. I think you did a great job here with lettering, and I'm guessing the backside all looks the same. This is cool. Yeah, great job. I also love the little thank you at the bottom. I think it always invites to like the project, and I think this is great. Now let's take a look at the second one. It has to do with Los Angeles. Dope US city. So I guess you were just lettering the names of the different cities, and I love how you are overlaying the lettering, the image with the lettering. I think this is a great idea, and how you are kind of creating a specific style, a lettering style for each city. I think this is really, really great. You know, I'd love to see this project expand, and I would love to see like 10 of those lettering projects that you do. So that would be nice. And we have Tokyo here. Okay, so here you are kind of showing more into detail the way you've kind of created this lettering piece. I think this is nice. It will be also great to incorporate it in the other ones that I saw earlier. And you know what? I'm also thinking maybe you can combine those projects and bring them together, like one big city lettering project, right? So you would kind of combine the cities with different lettering art and overlay the images from that city with lettering. I think that would be super, super cool. And then try and do it for different cities, so you have a variety, and you can really show that you have the ability and the skill to really apply it to different styles. But very nice. I think you're very talented. I love your lettering. I think this looks awesome. You're doing a great, great job. Yeah, Michael, so for you, I would definitely recommend to expand a little bit on your description here. We have an Instagram link, so feel free to support Michael, go follow him, and go check out his projects. But for you, Michael, what I would do is I would expand on the projects that you already have and make them a little bit more into depth, right? Including the sketches, including more variety, including more background thoughts, like why exactly did you pick a specific style for this specific city? Just expand upon this, and I believe that you can create a project out of these two together, and then you can create more, lettering projects, passion projects that have a different concept. So let's say this lettering is for lettering is for cities, but what if you can make lettering for specific people? Let's say maybe some stars that you feel inspired by, or some like people that have inspired you in your life. Maybe you can take a portrait of them and then letter the names. So just try to expand on different concepts and make them really into depth. I think that will help you out a lot. Otherwise, I think you're very talented. Great job here. Very nice work. All right, and we have also, let's see where this went. Oh, okay. So we have also BD logo design, BLD. Okay, so we have, I would love to see the name behind this. Okay. So it's, it's a personal branding choice. Do you want to appear as a person, so you use your name, or do you want to appear as a company, so you use a brand, like a company brand name, like this one, BD logo design, BLD. Sounds like a company name. Usually, it depends whether to use your personal name or a company name. I like to use my personal name in my case because I see myself as a certain, like I see myself as part of my work. So but it's really up to you, and you can really make the decision there. Just keep in mind that you have options. You don't necessarily have to appear as a company, or you don't necessarily have to use your name. Right? Okay, cool. So we have some connections here: Singapore, Germany, Republic of Graphic Design. We have here a couple information about the resume, the work with Google, Project Malaysia, Amazon, Fiverr. Okay, here we have some info about the person behind BD logo design, and it's Minhazur Rahnam Rafe, founder and CEO of BDL Logo Design. Logo rebrand, branding, illustration, digital painting design, 3D product, AD application and web page interface design, UI, creative thinking, and responsive. Okay, here we kind of have a little weirdly structured sentence. So definitely restructure this, and here we have a comma, and then there's nothing following. So I'll definitely restructure this. Also, another thing, you have all of your links here: contact, Facebook page, personal Facebook profile. Why don't you tag the Facebook page here? I mean, you don't have to put that here. Also, nobody will ever go and copy paste this into the browser. People might click on these links, but they will probably not take these things and copy and paste them into the browser. I don't think so. And yeah, so just make sure to structure this a little bit better. It looks like a lot of information, and I'm thinking that the most important information that should be in the about info and your journey is: who were your past clients, if you have any relevant experience? Who do you want to work with in the future? What are you passionate about? What's your background? What are the things you enjoy the most doing? And saying that, you don't actually say all the things that you enjoy doing. You think about the things that you want to be doing in the future, right? So you want to attract certain clients with a specific description. You don't want to just say what you enjoy doing, and maybe you don't really want to work with clients in that specific sphere, right? So make sure to keep in mind that with your description, you're attracting the clients, and make sure to formulate it that way. All right, let's take a look at the last project. And I always say that the last project should reflect your current abilities and skill set. So let's take a look at the last one. No pressure. We have this really cool 3D logo going on. Vivacious. Okay. So we have a couple 3D models, as I can see here. You created a tag. Okay. Interesting. I guess this looks like a presentation for a certain product that you've designed. Okay. All right. Okay, this is interesting. I would love to know more about this project. The reason I'm making a showdown brand for Vivacious because the pandemic, the company required that to create some 3D design for the brand as like a photographer. Okay, so your aim was to not take pictures of the product, but to create 3D models of the product because photo shoots during COVID were not possible. I think you need to work a little bit on the sentences here. The reason for making a showdown for a brand is because, and then you're starting with a capital. Like, you need to structure your sentences right here. Consider branding photo shoot for the brand. I don't know why you always start the first letter of a line with a capital. Doesn't make sense. It looks like the beginning of a sentence. The company so guys, really make sure to structure sentences and to not just capitalize things that you're not supposed to, and just make it easy to read and not to think about it too much. Oh, why is this capital F, or why is this that? make it easy to understand. The brand is like a photographer capture photos. Okay, so but I understand the concept, and I think you're doing a great job. Honestly, I think these 3D models look quite realistic and can represent the brand. I think what you could have done here to create a little bit more of a realistic feel is to add texture to the surfaces, but otherwise I think it's a great project. And it shows that you can work in 3D, which is also interesting. And then you could have created kind of like a animated video about the product. Okay. It's always a good extra skill to have. All right, let's take a look at this one. International product design and packaging. Product design and packaging, new shampoo brand, share, da, da, da. Okay, so you have created 3D models again for this shampoo brand. Okay. I think it looks really far from like reality. I think this board here looks really stylized, if that makes sense. And it also looks very 3D modeled. So in this case, I would try maybe to use some mock-ups, or maybe shoot your own mock-ups. Like just take that container, take a photo of it, and then just place something that looks like a label on top with Photoshop. You can do that as well. Okay. Here we have a lot of space around this logo. I think you can fill it up with useful information, or otherwise just make it a little bit shorter. Cool. Again, we have a lot of space here where there's nothing happening at the top. So I would just cut this down like until here, so that you don't keep on scrolling for too long, right? So we have almost a whole screen with screen height of not much happening. So I would try to avoid that in a portfolio. You want to keep the attention of the person, right? You want to keep them excited and always see new things. Again, we have a lot of white space here. But this is a really nice perspective, a nice close-up of the design. I'm not sure what the toilet sign is supposed to be here. Well, it's not actually a toilet sign. It's just saying that it's male and female. But this reminds me of toilet signs. And I think when designing, we should kind of like keep in mind that it could remind people of certain things. So... But otherwise, I think you're doing a great job creating these 3D models. I think this is really cool. Also, these semi-transparent packages here. Okay. Let's see what this is. Okay. Yeah, I think the presentation itself is really good. It's just... I would avoid some of the white space, and I would also try to make the 3D renders more realistic. I would definitely work on that. There are certain techniques that you can use. Cool. This is a really cool little thank you banner. I really like that one. Cool. Yeah, I think Minhazur, you can definitely filter out some of the projects from the past that you're maybe not very proud about anymore, because I remember looking at my portfolio from 2 years ago, I would be like, oh, so this is not me anymore. So I would remove all of those projects as well. So if you have anything that's where you're like, I'm not gonna do that again, so just remove that. Remove those specific projects where you're not really proud about them anymore. All right, my friends, thank you so much for sticking around with me today. Hopefully you're gonna have a nice weekend. I cannot wait. I'm really excited to have some more sleep. Make sure to follow me at Julia Maselska if you want to participate in the Branding Wheel of Fortune. And you can also submit your topics. I'm doing a questionnaire usually before I start the stream, so that you can suggest topics to design for, and then I'm going to improvise upon them. Today we had a really great session. I think we did quite a few things for the bath bomb brand, and thank you so much for the suggestion. Hopefully you guys are gonna have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.